A research from University of Southern California says that 40 to 50% of our daily behavior are habits. That's huge. It simply means that almost half of everything we do every day is a habit, from waking up in the morning to going to bed at a certain time. Apparently, most of us have strong habits. The question is, why do you have those habits? Stick with me to learn why you have bad habits. Even though there's nothing like bad habits, there is. Okay, we'll find out. If you're just meeting me for the first time, my name is Flora. Here in this channel, my passion is sharing everything business and personal development skills with you at every slightest opportunity. Feel free to subscribe.
Skill Faculty is geared towards teaching, promoting, and empowering you with the skills needed to become a better version of yourself in all ramifications. Skill Faculty, we are on the side of skill.
According to Wikipedia, a habit is a routine of behavior that is repeated regularly and tends to occur subconsciously. From waking up at a particular time, frequently checking your cell phone for notification, continually watching Netflix, reality TV show, daily exercise, I like that one, eating junk food after work every day, I don't like that one, daily consumption of alcohol and drugs, taking water first thing in the morning. You agree with me that what these have in common is automated and repeated behavior. Researchers have found a common thread in behaviors that stick. A three-step process called habit loop. Before a behavior becomes a habit, it goes through this loop. The habit loop is a neurological loop that governs any habit, which includes a cue, a routine, and a reward. The cue is the thing that triggers the behavior, be it positive or negative. The routine is the behavior you want to instill or change, while the reward is the thing that positively reinforces this behavior. The reward system is what I want you to take note of, because that's what you get when you repeat an activity often. It signals the brain that you like it. Have you ever wondered why you spend so much time on apps like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and so on? Or why you make sure you are home at a particular time to watch that reality TV show or telenovelas? It is because each time you spend, a little bit of dopamine is released. The creators understand this, so don't blame them. You might want to know what a dopamine is. This is the closest definition I found online. Dopamine is known as the feel-good neurotransmitter, a chemical that transfers information between neurons. The brain releases it when we eat food that we crave or while we have sex, contributing to the feelings of pleasure and satisfaction as part of the reward system. It takes a cue, therefore a routine and a dopamine release before it sticks to the brain and becomes habitual. Anytime you get a notification, the possible behavior is to check your cell phone. Then you will like what you see. A reward will set in. That is the dopamine release. Then it becomes habit when it's done repeatedly. You're most likely to repeat the behavior because of the reward. The reward is an indication that you like the behavior. My 4-year-old son has a habit of washing his hands and removing his school uniform first thing after school, not because he likes it, but because he will either get to play game with his tab or watch cartoon. It has become a subconscious behavior because of the physical reward. Similarly, I enjoy visual learning, so I incorporated it into my kitchen and laundry routine. I watch videos on YouTube with my phone while in the kitchen. Don't worry, the phone is always far from the gas. Or while I'm doing laundry. I recently noticed it has become a habit while I'm preparing for this video. In my subconscious, I do it regularly because of the feeling of the knowledge I get from those contents. Initially, it was to take advantage of the free time to develop my mind. Now it has added into my shelf of good habits. What good behavior have you noticed lately that has become habitual? What is your cue? Mine is the laundry or any kitchen activity. Share with us on the comment section. A reward can either be a piece of chocolate or a feeling of fulfillment, as long as there is a release of dopamine in the brain. Dopamine can also be released just by mere thought of the behavior. You might be wondering why you tend to not keep up with that habit after a while. Study shows that those that have developed a craving for the reward of a behavior are more likely to sustain the behavior. A real example is someone that takes protein shakes of fresh juice after exercise is most likely to sustain it more than the person that just rely on how good he feels after the exercise. Craving of the protein shakes or fresh juice will solidify the behavior. Research has shown that our brains eat energy. The human brain weighs 2% of our whole body, but they consume 20% of our whole energy supply. What does this mean? After going through a behavioral pattern, let's say for a week, the energy you need to continue starts reducing. What I mean is, it's tougher to begin than it is when the neural has been established. By the time the behavior has been repeated for like 3 to 4 weeks, the energy consumption becomes so light. A good illustration will be when you're starting to work out. The first week is usually the hardest, but as soon as the behavior continues till 3 to 4 weeks, probably more, it becomes easier to pull through, right? Do you know why there is foaming and tingling agent in the toothpaste? I bet you think it's to get rid of the fling in your teeth, but you're wrong, just like I was. The foaming and tingling agent has no effect in making your teeth whiter, but in how you feel after brushing your teeth. Do you get that? That is the reward. How you feel is the reward. The first brand to introduce it to their product is Pepsodent. The marketing managers at that time understood this. He understands the power of habit. He knows that to keep his customers coming back, there has to be a reward. He made sure he instilled the cue, which is to brush once you wake up in the morning, in his campaign. By the time people start brushing their teeth every morning, it becomes a habit, because there is a reward after brushing, which is the tingling and foaming agent. A behavior becomes a habit when it starts to feel easy and spontaneous. When we no longer have to check our cell phones once a notification beeps or flush the toilets after use. We just do it. What happens is that the more consistent the behavior, the stronger the neural network connection will be, and the less energy consumption. Any behavior repeated over time signals the brain that is important. So it doesn't matter if it's good or bad behavior. Of course, bad habits are more destructive. When I was younger, I had this habit of eating uzu. Uzu is, I really don't, okay, I'll get the definition. Uzu is mostly eaten by pregnant women. If you must know, uzu has no medicinal or nutritional value, at least to my knowledge. While eating it, it could be classified as eating disorder. I cared less. The funny part is that I ate both the salted and unsalted uzu, that's olo and uzu. I literally eat everything. Eating or rather licking uzu was so spontaneous that I'll finish the one I bought before I get home. I was so professional that at the sight of it, I will tell you which one has a good taste. And 8 out of 10 times, I was right. Oh God. I remember my then boyfriend, that's my husband now, took me to a doctor after church program, Dr. Ifeanyi. Dr. Ifeanyi gave me some tests to run to understand the effect of the uzu in my system. Dr. Ifeanyi gave me enough reasons not to continue with the addiction. My mom has preached so well. She even went as far as telling me I might not be able to get pregnant if I don't stop. They did all this to make me stop. No, it didn't. Each time it drizzled, the fantastic fragrance from the sun gives me a cue to go and buy the uzu. The behavior will continue. Even when it's not raining season, I still get the cue to eat the uzu once I get to the local market. Once the taste is good, I buy in bulk. Half or full mood as the case may be. The craving was stronger than that of a Nigerian pregnant woman. You'll be wondering how I felt each time I ate the uzu. The reward is so addictive in nature. I've never eaten anything so addictive like that. It's hard to explain. All I knew was that there was a dopamine release in my head. I usually feel so satisfied and happy. Okay, do I still take uzu? Yes, but occasionally. Do I still have the habit of eating uzu? Nah. Do I still have the craving? Yes, but not as strong as it was. I've replaced that habit. You'll be wondering how I was able to stop eating uzu, how I was able to see uzu in a local store, yet will not buy it. How it will drizzle and I will not go out and buy uzu. In fact, how I will have 10 naira uzu in my cabinet for months and I will not eat it. Because this video is not planned to exceed 10 minutes. I will integrate it in the next video, how to replace a bad habit. While it's also true that it takes 21 days to develop a new habit, studies have also shown that it takes 18 to 254 days. So you need to put it at the back of your mind that forming a new habit is highly personal and achievable. Do you have a good habit that is worth emulating? What do you understand by bad habit? What bad habits have you been able to overcome or struggling with right now? Share with us on the comment section, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.